All right. We got to debate this week. This came out of a tweet from Chris Bay. Impact tweeted out here. So let's throw it up and get into it. Attitude Era versus Ruthless Aggression Era. And let me pull up his exact tweet so that way you know the parameters for the debate. If I saved it off, I sent it in the group text. Hold on. Pull back the pre-production meeting here. All right, so Chris Bay tweeted out, also, Ruthless Aggression Era was better than the Attitude Era from a quality standpoint, and it's not even close. So quality standpoint. By that, I mean quality of matches standpoint?
Yeah, what do you mean? It's vague.
Yeah.
Quality of what is it?
There's not enough criteria in that statement.
Mm-hmm.
So for this debate itself, let's just go off of the quality of wrestling between the two eras. His statement is the Ruthless Aggression Era was better than the Attitude Era. If you're going by length of time, the Attitude Era was roughly 97 to 2002. Ruthless Aggression Era was from 2002 to 2008.
And
so,
where do you consider the Ruthless Aggression Era to start? Do you consider it June 2002 when Vince McMahon said the words Ruthless Aggression, or I consider Ruthless Aggression right whenever the draft happened? So April 1st, 2002 is whenever I consider Ruthless Aggression started.
I consider Ruthless Aggression from when John Cena walked in the ring and screamed in Kurt Angle's face, Ruthless Aggression.
That's what I was thinking.
It sounds about right, yeah.
That's where I would put the flagpole from a starting off point.
So June 2002.
June 2002. So
quality of matches. I mean, it gets better as time goes on. So you can't. I don't know if you can judge that.
Ruthless Aggression Era. The beginning of the draft and like the first year or so of that era was rough. It was real rough. Like Raw was unwatchable at that point. Like for me, SmackDown was the show that I watched because it was more entertaining, just and more matches were enjoyable. Where Raw, I would tune in just nothing. Like there was no enjoyment whatsoever. It's like to me, Ruthless Aggression Era is just enjoyment. I enjoyed the Attitude Era a lot more than a lot of the Ruthless Aggression Era. But as it went on, it did progress and get better.
So was Heyman SmackDown 6, was that Ruthless Aggression Era?
Yes.
I mean, the matches that they were putting on.
Yeah. But that's, SmackDown was the show to watch whenever Heyman was running it.
Like, so quality-wise, you know, that, not saying that there weren't bangers in the Attitude Era because there definitely was memorable matches. I think I could see that if someone started with Ruthless Aggression then went back to Attitude, like watch some of that, maybe I could see why.
That's probably he's a young guy. Probably how it went.
Yeah, but coming off the Attitude Era and getting into Ruthless Aggression, yeah, there were some hiccups there. It was rebuilding. It was almost a rebuilding era.
See, this is tough for me because I think I only watched 2 years of Ruthless Aggression before I took my long hiatus from wrestling.
Mm.
So it was hard to say for me, was the wrestling good because I wasn't watching wrestling then.
Mm.
But from what I noticed from the era, for me, I'm a story-based person. And to me, the Attitude Era only had 2 stories for me that I really enjoyed. Now, this is me back in high school, like junior high and all that stuff. Mm. But I think the Higher Power one, because that kept me hooked in interest, that and Who Ran Over Stone Cold. Like those 2 stories really hooked me there. Because everything back in the Attitude Era was like, you know, when they said Howard Stern, this and that, show me the puppies, something for like adolescent boys.
Jerry Springer,
Jerry Springer type. But when I look back at it now, the wrestling there was terrible. I mean, you had a couple good matches, but the wrestling was bad when you look at it now.
I think it
So
was
the
more
Ruthless
play.
Aggression Era, from what I noticed, like the stories were better. I'm guessing the wrestling was better. So for me, I would probably say story wise, for me, Ruthless Aggression was better than the Attitude Era.
I think Attitude had more entertainment, but I hated more characters in the Attitude Era. So I'll go Ruthless Aggression.
I think larger than life character wise, Attitude Era wins hands down. The shock and awe, just throw everything under the sun booking that Russo was doing back then, and you know Vince and both Vinces and that, like, it fit the times. It was culturally relevant. It led to the biggest boom era in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You had, arguably some of the biggest stars in wrestling history come out of that Attitude Era itself. But I think that if you go back and you look at it and you put the two next to each other from an in-ring work wise, as far as what will stand up the test of time, match for match, I would give it to the Ruthless Aggression Era. So
You had a lot of those Attitude Era stars that were
in the Ruthless Aggression Era.
in the Ruthless Aggression Era, and they were more in the prime of their career. So they had more experience under their belt and were having a lot better matches than probably what they did have in the Attitude Era, like a Kurt Angle.
Right. All right. So that's this week's Debate This. Hit us up on social media. Let us know which era you choose as far as quality of wrestling.
Whichever one had Bret Hart in it, got to go.
What was that?
What is that?
Whichever one had Bret Hart in it, got to go. Attitude Era.
All right.
And he wasn't even there that long.